Saturday, the 1st of February, sees what is now an annual amazing night of entertainment at the Grand Theatre in Wolverhampton. It is Rendezvous. Carl McGregor, the man behind the music, bringing it together, bringing his friends and colleagues to the stage. He's with me now. How you doing, sir?
That has got to be one of the best build-up I've ever heard, mate.
God, it's
One of the best
Rendezvous. It is one of
introductions.
it's one of the best nights out in our city, if not the best. Come on.
The best. Absolutely the best. Yeah, we're looking forward to it. Rendezvous at the Grand Theatre, 1st of February.
You never know what you're going to get. I mean, you guaranteed you Project 21 and a load of people you know who are just absolutely awesome musicians, singers, and it's just going to be a true night of the ultimate, yeah, mixture of soul, Motown, disco. It is just the ultimate night out.
It is. It is. I mean, I've got to tell you, we had a we did it for the first time at the Grand Theatre, but the history of Rendezvous goes back way back to 2003
I
when we
remember the
launched it.
start of it
Yeah, that's right. We started it at Wolverhampton Wanderers Football Club. There
in
was
the
a
Terrace
little
Bar.
at the Terrace Bar, which was part of the Stan Collins stand
Yeah, it was the
at
old
the
old
time.
old colours. Yeah.
The old Stan Collins stand, March 2002, 2003, and we just had a ball. We got the finest musicians together, which is my band, Project 21. Great lineup of musicians and singers. And we also had Beverly Knight turn up as well to help us launch it. It made the front page of the Express and Star as well, which was just quite a bit. It was a bit disconcerting because I wasn't expecting it. Just walked into a newsagent to buy a stick of chewing gum or something, and there was my me, Beverly, and singer-songwriter Chris Eaton on the front page of the Express and Star. It was weird.
But I mean, all hugely talented people. I mean, Chris Eaton's an absolute fantastic fella, and the work that he's done over the years, Beverly, it goes without saying. And
Yeah.
I think the work that you've done across our city, not only in your own performing, but also in all that you've done in teaching too, and the way you've helped share the amazing message of music, is it? You deserve your plaudits for that.
Thanks so much, mate. You know what? I've just had a real love for where I come from, for Wolverhampton, and I've been playing and working in music for 45 years, over 45 years.
That's not possible.
Uh,
You're only 36, aren't you?
I like you. Yeah, I'm all right, mate. You're all right. Yeah, I'm only 40 years old actually, but
Yeah.
no. Um, but yeah, so I've been privileged to work with so many different artists over the years. Gospel singers, gospel artists, some well-renowned artists, some very well-known mainstream artists. I sat down the other day and I worked out. I thought I just counted how because you don't take stock of how what you've done over the. You just move from one project to another. And then when I thought about it, I thought I've worked with about eight different Grammy Award winning artists since 1979 when I did my first tour.
Hmm.
And thought, wow, so and you go to different parts of the world. You go to, I remember going to Istanbul and doing some gigs in Istanbul. And one of the nights I wore a wolf's top, and someone came over to me and said, "Wolves," couldn't speak English very well. "Wolverhampton Wanderers," and I thought, wow, and I was like proud of where I come from. So when you come back home and you see not a lot going on in terms of live music, which was what happened to me, and I thought,
Hmm.
it's time to do something about that, and try and get live music on the map, just like live music is synonymous with places like Liverpool with the Beatles and London, obviously, with Ronnie Scott's and some famous live music venues. And the crazy guy in me said, "Well, why can't that be Wolverhampton?"
Absolutely, and you
Um,
bring it to life. And I mean, even down to not only your actual full life performances, but just wowing audiences when you're one man, a microphone, and a backing track, and you've done that in places just to bring music to life, and somewhere like Wolverhampton Racecourse or various other
yeah,
venues across our
yeah, yeah,
region. From small scale up to playing to 30,000 plus people, and I don't know,
yeah.
West Park or something. You've been there, you've done that, and because that's not your biggest gig. I mean, you've done more than that.
Yeah. Oh, mate, thanks. Mate, you know what? I always say God has been good to me. Really, it's been a blessing because and I think one of the things that I'm really proud of as well. I mean, you alluded to it earlier, is the fact that I've been able to mentor young people and teach young people, give them a chance, give them a spot on some of my shows, and that's been really good. Now we've got for this particular show coming up. We've got a young lady that I've in my band who's I've mentored her since she was since well, I've known her since she was a baby. I played at her christening service when she was a baby. Um, Now, I mean, she's in her 20s and she's just fantastic. And she happens to be Beverly Knight's niece.
Mm.
Um, so it's great when you can see young people come up and start to do stuff by themselves, and you
Mhm.
can bring them in on your show and
And then
and
this is Sophie Ann, isn't it?
Sophie Ann,
We
yeah,
need to name check her because she is awesome, and I've heard her
she's
work, and she's
amazing.
phenomenal. And
She's
have you got
amazing.
Dayton Gray joining you on the night as well?
And we've got Dead Gray, who I've also known since he was a baby. I also played at his his dedication, his christening service as well. So I've known him. His parents are friends of mine. So yeah, yeah, Dayton is just he's just superb, and
Well,
he's got a great
when I've
following
seen,
as well.
well, yeah, understandably, and when I've seen his work, I mean, I saw him on We Can See Your Voice on BBC One, one of their
Yes,
pandemic game shows. It's just great to
yeah.
see someone from our area again representing and playing a huge part and just showing off how well they can sing.
Yeah, it's great. It really is. It really is great. And we're not finished yet. We're hoping to get a really really good night together for the first of February. But at the Grand Theatre, that we staged it at the Grand last January the 20th of last year, just over a year ago. And the response that we got was just amazing. We had nearly 1,000 people there,
Yeah, well,
and we're nearly
you're on
we
limited availability already for the 1st of February.
yeah, we're nearly at that number now. And there's still well just under 2 weeks to go, just a week and a half. So yeah, it's going to be great. The atmosphere is just so incredible. We did songs like from the very very first song that we did. We opened up with "Night to Remember" by the Shalimar,
Mm-hmm.
and the audience was singing so loudly. I've never heard anything like it. It was it's
Well,
incredible.
I mean, you will be an incredible night. It's the ultimate soul disco and a bit of Motown. Everything you could hope for in an evening, as well as the best performers you could hope to see. And it's going to be
Yeah,
truly awesome. Grandtheatre.co.uk to get your tickets. 01902 is the box office number. Get in there fast. Get some seats. Get ready for an amazing night. Make sure
yeah.
you,
We've
you
also
are prepared.
yeah. Yeah, absolutely, mate. And also to the guys, the musicians in the band are crazy musicians who've played with the best. We've got one of the guys who's a really good mate of mine. He plays for the Jacksons. He tours with the Jackson brothers in the in the summer, and he's just toured with everybody. Westlife, um, the loads of them, loads and loads of people. Beverly herself as well.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's gonna be a really really good night. Really good
It
night.
is. You see Rendezvous, Karma McGregor, Project 21 on any poster for any gig, make sure you're getting tickets for it. That's my advice to you. Carl, it's
Oh.
always pleasure to speak to you. Have a fantastic time on the night. You say break a leg to actors. I think to you, I'll say break a drumstick and we'll have a good time.
I always break drumsticks, mate. I always break drumsticks all the time. But yeah, it gives me great pleasure to break a drumstick.
You have a good, I'll see you soon.
Cheers, Jason. Cheers, pal.